Okay, listen, they have every holiday, every end of, the beginning of, the end of every month, legal holiday. Anyways, so what is the biggest seller on Father's Day? Sears comes out, Home Depot comes out, and then you got Canadian Tire, I'm sure, comes out. We have the best tools, the best gadgets, the most buttons, the most batteries. The more gadgets, the better, and the guys drool for it. They drool for it because guys love it, right? If you give a toolbox to a woman, what is she going to look at? What's she going to do with it? What do you give to a woman? Flowers, chocolates, diamonds. Things that don't do anything. I don't even know what to do with the diamond. I can't comprehend what is so beautiful I rock. I want to do something. A girl just wants to be. It just has to be beauty. That's what a girl wants. A guy wants to do. When my daughter was born, and she was old enough for me to take her to Toys. I took her to Toys R Us. I didn't know how to relate to my daughter. I thought we had a boy and a basketball. I don't know. So I figured, okay, I'm gonna get her a fire truck or a police car with all the buttons, and it's logically makes sense. She'll push the buttons, it'll make noise, she'll be attracted to it. Okay, I take her to the police car section. She does not want it. She's crying. She doesn't want it. I don't know, she's 1.5, 2. She didn't want it. She just didn't want it. But right when we passed the aisle of the babies, boom, her eyes lit up. A woman is born to be a caring person. She's born as a mother. She doesn't need all these technicalities. If guys need it, we love to have G.I. Joes, and women like to have dolls. You never heard of a G.I. Joe Barbie? You know what I mean? A Barbie with scars all over her face. You don't hear of that. Guys love scars. The more scars in the G.I. Joe, the better. Because guys love to achieve. And that's what guys are built for. And women are built for beauty. And finally, this is the most powerful proof. From my past experience when I was in Miami and Yardley, and when I got into this, I dealt with other people that in their profession, I dealt the same way I do with shalom bayis. Sadly, shalom bayis is a very common thing, and we have to deal with it. And every time I would walk into a room, and I would greet the husband and wife, and they would sit before me. This is 99% of the time. And I'm sure everyone here can relate to this. And when I would speak to other people that dealt with the same issues, they also said that 99% of the time this also happened. This is what happens. The husband and wife sit before me, and I tell them, look at the wife first, out of respect. And I say, so what's the problem? She tells me, my husband doesn't do this, my husband doesn't do that, my husband doesn't do this or that. For 15 years, I've been married to him, and he didn't change a bit. And after that whole long speech, I look at the husband, and I say, okay, what's your problem? So busy, he's counting his fingers, he's thinking, what should I say? What should I say? And finally, he just pops out with it. I've been married to my wife for 15 years, and she's not the same woman I married. Is that amazing? 99% of the time, we could all relate to this. A husband will always put it down to his wife. When? Because she's not the same woman I married. But the woman will always complain about her husband. You didn't change one bit. Because a man is here to change, and a woman's here to maintain who she is. That's our job. Our job as men are here to achieve, to work hard, to schwitz. And a woman's job is to maintain her beauty. She's built in the image of Hashem. She's built very close to God.
So the men too. I don't think men have to change. Because God give him what he is.
Ask my wife if I have to change.
No, God give him what he is.
No, we all have to change. But we'll come with questions. Let me finish, and we'll come with action. Let me explain the whole picture. Then I'll love to answer everyone. I'm sure everyone's have a lot of questions. So a man's job is to achieve, and a woman's job is to maintain her image. But the question is, so why is it important that Hashem took this one neshama, he split it in half, he gave half the neshama the job to maintain the woman, she gave half the job to the man to achieve. So why can't they live their own ways? And at the end of the day, they'll come to Shemayim, to heaven, and they'll say, okay, we join together, give me the full scar, give me the full reward. Why does we have to get married? And the idea is because Because what could be, imagine this, what could they do to help each other? You see, it's not easy in life to be alone and to fight against the current. You look in society today, you look what they're telling you. Look what they're telling the men. You're too aggressive. You're too much. Chill out, relax, enjoy a cruise. They're trying to take away any stability that we have that we could fight to fulfill every mitzvah. Because it's not easy. And I'm going to be honest, Torah is very difficult. But God gave us this power in us, this drive within us, and they're telling us, the society, be a stay-home dad. Chill out. And what are they telling the women? Glamour magazines. Every magazine out there. The bigger the nails, the more cleavage. The more cleavage. What does it say when a woman walks or drives in a red Corvette, convertible, in a red dress, pulls up? She's basically saying, I need your opinion on me. I need you to recognize me. They're telling women that you have the lowest self-esteem. And that's so opposite the truth. Think about it for a moment. We have plenty of men. Did any of the men here ever write a diary in their lives? No. Okay. Did any women write a diary in their lives? How many women wrote a diary in their lives? Okay? Yeah, we have a few in the back. So women. Can you imagine this idea of called a diary where I can write something and I know no one else is going to read it? I can't even fathom that. If I write a diary, I'm going to try to make it that my wife could find it somewhere so she can read it and I can feel good about myself.
It's biography.
Or maybe after I die, they'll read it by my funeral.
You call it biography, Rabbi. Woman
But by women, no. They can be content with their feelings. They don't need anyone else's opinion on that. But the world's telling them, no, you have a low self-esteem. You have to get out into the world. They're robbing every beauty from us. And it's very difficult to survive. So God created something where we can have a union, marriage. Where a husband can help the wife and the wife can help the marriage. Help the husband. The husband helps the wife and the wife helps the husband. Now how do they help each other?
They complain.
It's healthy. So when I got married, so a friend of mine, I was one of the first guys in my class to get married. So one of my friends said, okay, you're the first guy out, so we're going to get you a book. So he has no idea about marriage because he never got married. See, but what am I supposed to do? I want to give my best friend guidance. He goes to Barnes & Noble's, he buys me a book called Men Are From Mars and Women Are From Venus. I read that book from cover to cover. To me, that's the most ridiculous book. Because what's the book telling you? Woman, the wife, don't nudge your husband. Let him chill out, watch the NFL game on Monday night. Let him have his beer once a week. No. A woman's job is to be a role model for her husband. You want to achieve greatness? I am great. You want to be me? So be in touch with your emotions. Go daven. Work hard a little bit. You ever leave a husband home babysitting? The wife comes home, the house is a wreck. The husband, within 5 minutes, calls the wife, where are you? I can't stand it anymore. 5 minutes goes by. But a wife can be home the whole day. And you come home, the supper's on the table. It's an amazing thing because women are created in the image of Hashem. They're there to be giving. They're there, they're intact. A woman is there, a lady is there to help her husband grow. To help get up her chakras. And the husband's supposed to reciprocate, I want to be like you. But of course the woman has to be very appreciative of this. She can't just scream, but she has to say, I want you to grow, and I see a lot of potential in you. And I don't believe a husband out there, if a woman wakes him up and says, a wife wakes him up and says, I see a lot of potential in you. You did so many good things. Get up for showers. I know you can do it. I don't believe there's a husband out there that won't get up. If he sees the love of his wife that wants him to grow, he'll do it. If a husband will see the love in his wife, showing that love that she wants him to be in the base medrash, he'll be there. But what does a husband do to his wife? How do you help the wife from falling? Of all the obligations one has getting married, there's only one biblical obligation. That's called honoring his wife. Respecting his wife. Give her dignity. She's royal, and maintain that she's royal. If she gets up to work, you get up before her. You show her that I respect what you're doing. I appreciate everything you do for me, and it's not easy. A woman wants appreciation. She wants respect for these things. She's willing, she deserves it. It's a very important line. A husband always must, the same way the father, when his daughter was born, the first time he gave her a kiss on the forehead, he says, "You're my princess." And all the way, and every night before he puts her to sleep, gives her that cheek on her forehead, and says, "You're my princess." And every day she's reminded she's a princess. And the day that when he gives her over to her husband now, to Chassan, it's now his job to give her a kiss every night and say, "You are my princess. You are my queen." It's very important. We could help each other grow. But what happens? And Sally, this is the truth. I was once I went a couple times to college trips when I was in Israel, and I went to do Kiruv, and it was like a Halloween night. Purim, if you ever go to Lakewood, it's amazing. Lakewood, it's like this. In Purim, all the girls are one thing. Either they're a Kala or a Queen Esther. What is a guy? Either he has Atzala, policeman, or fireman, or an army guy. It's funny. They're the army guys. They want to fight. They want to achieve. And the women, they want to be loyal. And that's when they're young. But what happens when Halloween comes around? 18 years later, they're all dressed up, and they're not dressed up that way anymore. The Kala doesn't see herself as a Kala. In fact, I met a girl when I was in Israel. She told me that when she would walk in her dorm room in college, she would not even look at her diary. She was too embarrassed to look at her diary because all her dreams were destroyed. She once remembered that she was a princess. She wants to. It's very hard. The job of a Jewish parent all the way is to always remind your children that a son, that you could do it, that you could fight for it, you could achieve it. And tell a girl, tell your daughter, you're a queen, you're a princess. And always remind her every single day until she gets married, and then it's her husband's job. And it's now the wife's job to tell her husband, you could do it, and you could achieve for it, and you could make it. Seeing God, between us and God, is like a pyramid. There's a woman, and there's a man, and there's God. The closer you get, the higher you go. The more you can work together, the closer relationship we have with each other. We have to figure out paths in life. But the underlying factor is that men have to achieve and women have to maintain. It was a fascinating story that was just shared to me. Right before I came, there was a couple, engaged couple. Nazis came. They ripped them apart, and they broke a spoon, a fork in half. And the chassan, the fiance gave to this Kala half of the fork. He said, if we survive, we should join ourselves together. We'll always hold on to this. And sadly, after the war, they never met each other. And Kala thought that her fiance died. She ended up getting engaged to someone else. She ended up getting married. And when her daughter got married, she gave her that fork. Because this will bring Shalom Bayis. For some reason she felt an emotional attachment, as you can imagine, to this fork that you will have Shalom Bayis. And then when her granddaughter was getting married, now her mother in the college room was passing that fork on to the granddaughter. And the Bubby, that grandmother, was sitting in the front, watching her Kala walk down the aisle, holding that fork. And as soon as she gets up to the fork, sees her chassan notices something shining. And he opens up her hand, she says, and he pulls out from his jacket the other side. And he said, that's my grandfather over there. He just gave me this fork, the other side of the fork. It's an amazing story. I saw, the story is actually on YouTube. The video, someone took a video of this actually happening. It just happened a few weeks ago. A video of this happening. It was the professional photographer, the video man, and you saw before you. And how amazing it is. And two unite like this. Before Shabbos, I was dealing with another shalom bayis situation when you're arguing, and I was telling this idea of maintaining, achieving, and I said there are 4 steps to have a healthy relationship. There's 4 steps. You read the step 1 is you have to know your role. If you always know that my job is as a husband is to achieve, is to listen to my wife no matter how hard it gets, but understand that deep down she wants me to grow, and it's obvious. I'll listen, and then I have to honor her and respect her. So people get into arguments. It's normal. Step number 1, I always tell someone, is always, even if you don't feel it, but say that you agree to lessen the emotions. Say that you agree to the person. They want to feel acknowledgement. The higher level, which is very integral,